Right. We live.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Tasha. I see you. You the first. You was on before we was on. We'll wait for people to come on in. Come on in the room.
Come on.
In the back.
Day. What's your
Paula, you gonna share it? Are you on Facebook, Paula?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. It's I am Paula Campbell.
No, I'm saying you're gonna share it. It's on. We're on
You
Facebook.
will have to instruct me how to share it because I have no idea.
Go to me on Facebook.
Hey Tasha?
So come out of this and then go to Facebook.
Oh no. You on your phone. That's right. Don't worry about it.
Tasha?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Cause
Regina?
yeah, if you was at home, you could do it on your computer. But yeah, that's okay. Because we're gonna lose us. Let me share. Okay. Here we go. Everybody share. Start watch parties.
Been there, done that.
I wasn't talking to you.
I know that. I need y'all to check in. Where y'all checking in from? We look like we got low enrollment today. Where everybody at?
People getting back outside.
Yeah, it was a lot of people out today.
Y'all ready for some good nuggets today? We may have some. ATL, stand up.
We're gonna get started in two.
Don't forget, we looking to take a field trip down to ATL to see what our buddy Luther McKinstry is teaching his people. So we're gonna do a field trip soon when they release us.
Yeah, okay. You go right here.
I said when they release us. I ain't there yet.
They releasing, but I ain't going.
Family. Charleston, that's Geechee right there. The Illadale, what's up, Philly?
They coming on in.
The DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Word. What is your shirt say, Bishop?
Somebody need to put their phones on mute and vibrate.
Black King crossed out man.
Hey, I done shared this everywhere. That's good.
Okay, let me I finally figure out how to turn off my things. Hold on.
Your notifications.
Yeah, that's my messages coming through. Preferences. Turn.
Luther, I can't wait to come to the A. Just
Luther's
give me time.
on?
Yeah, Luther on.
We should have brought him back this week.
Can I try to change like my space? I think I may have better light in the back.
Go ahead.
Let me see.
Not no time soon, Luther. I'm sorry.
You said what?
I was telling Luther he had to come on now. Hey, Keith Mark, how you doing?
Is it on again?
You look darker back there.
Yeah, we can't even see you.
You can't see me because I ain't turning it around yet. Oh no.
That's better. That is better.
No, that's good. That's good.
That's better.
You have a beautiful view of the city in the background.
Much better.
Better?
Yeah, because you like right there under the light.
Yep. Luther, yes, she's in the car. She had an emergency and she still wants the show goes on. She's an entertainer. She knows how to make the show happen.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I got to be in the car. I really would try to go and talk about it. I think it's gonna be really loud, so I don't want to chance that.
So we're gonna get started. Myself and Lola, welcome everybody to He Said, She Said. Our guest tonight is musical artist Paula Campbell, and she has a new book out, And I did her show this past week. I'm still waiting for the clips, but okay. But
All right.
it was
You
really
got
a good show, but she won't release the clips, so it must not have been that good. Paula, her new book is called "When to Know to Stay or When to Go." What is it?
The book is If He Wanted to Be There, He Would. The subtitle is 6 Steps to Push Past the Breakup.
All right. And so we're glad to have you tonight. The numbers are building. They're a little low, but I mean, people are back out, so I get it. And so let's get started. Lola, what's our first discussion topic tonight?
Today's first discussion topic, how do you handle it when you feel alone in a relationship? How do you handle that?
So I think if you are feeling alone in a relationship, there's absolutely an issue. As far as communication is concerned, you and your partner should be able to have the conversation, talk about where you're feeling a void, so that you guys can see how to better make that work, as opposed to just kind of like leaning on it. A lot of times I know in my past I've become resentful when I felt alone in a relationship, as opposed to communicating what it is that I was actually feeling. I would just, be mad about it. So I think that the key thing for you to do is definitely speak to your partner, let them know where the void is, and then you guys figure out a solution so that you can make it work, and I guess make it new again.
Gregory?
Singles always be talking about they're alone, but there's so many people right now through this quarantine thing. I think it's worse to be in a relationship with somebody and be alone than to be alone. At least you're alone, but I think people get into relationships, they have companionship, and so I think it's bad. And there are people that are watching us right now, or look at the repeat on this, that are in relationships and they are alone, and that comes from somebody has lost interest. That's what I feel. I feel like somebody has lost interest. There's something that has disconnected between the parties, and there may be a little extracurricular activity going on because the interest is going somewhere. Especially when a man loses interest, I think that something else has his attention. Many times we just kind of just let it happen and act like there's nothing going on. And by the time you do say something, it's probably gone too far. When a man, I'm talking from a man's standpoint, when a man loses it, I know even with me, when I stop saying anything or stop showing any attention, then I'm out.
And this is not funny, and I'm not laughing at I'm out. I'm laughing because we know each other all too well. And silence, they always say that silence is golden, but there are certain silences that's not golden. When one turns silent, that's almost a bad sign. Oftentimes people get comfortable, right? And when you get too comfortable, you can become complacent. And once you become complacent, things begin to lack growth, and anything that's not growing is dead. So I think complacency becomes a dangerous part of relationships, because some people feel that once I have you, or once I got you, I don't have to do those things that I did to gain or get your attention. Mm-hmm. And that feeling alone, I think that's a two-edged sword, because I think there's many dimensions that will come along with that. You have the person that's legitimately not getting the attention that they once received from their spouse, their mate. And because of that lack of attention, there's been that void begins to separate you in the relationship. But you have the feeling alone because you're a person that constantly seeks out attention and you can never get enough attention. So nothing becomes enough after a while. Like, we have our date nights. We go in. I call you when I get to this destination. I call you when I get to that destination. I'm working, but and you're always trying to feed insecurity. So I think sometimes we have to be mindful of the type of loneliness people feel, because some of it can be a legit thing where, you don't love me like you used to. You don't tend to me like you used to. So that feeling alone. But then some of it can be tied to insecurities, where no matter what a person does, I can't fix the insecurity that a person could have regarding how they feel. I can't do anything about how you feel no matter what I do. I really enjoyed the ministry. If you enjoyed their minds. I love it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So you done?
Yeah, I was reading that comment. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wanted y'all to see it. So the other thing is, I think people forget that when people are with somebody, they still have you have other choices. I mean, even when you're single, I posted something. Let me, because I want to quote it right. I posted something that I wanted to pivot to. Stand by, y'all. Stand by. Stop. Most this goes both ways. Most aren't single or with somebody because of lack of attention, but single because of lack of the right attention. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Most aren't single because of the lack. If we're single, not single because of the lack of attention. Even when you're with somebody, even if you're with somebody, you're not. There's still attention given. I mean, so it's just the right attention. There has to be the right attention. And so, in my life, I choose to be where I'm at right now. Everybody make choices to be where they're at.
We are a summation of all of our choices.
We are the summation of all of our choices. And so I'm just asking, why would somebody even stay with somebody and they're not getting attention?
But I think sometimes in relationships, because I know, and I'm speaking for myself, and I know I'm not one in a million, but I can be a bit disconnected, contingent upon other things that's happening in my world. And sometimes it takes us a minute to really think about the other things that's happening. And we do neglect our partners until it's kind of brought to our attention. Sometimes we don't even know that we're being neglectful because we're paying so much attention to all of these other important things that doesn't make our partners less important. But of course, they would feel lonely in that space, or they would feel as if the attention is elsewhere, or there's no focus on them. But people are people, and we're ever evolving and changing. And just because someone's attention isn't on you for that moment, it doesn't mean that and I mean, I'm speaking for myself, it doesn't mean that the attention is somewhere else, or the relationship is now needing to dissolve because everything is not perfect.
When y'all write these long letters, I'm trying to figure out how to get this stuff on here with people and not block people's faces out. Jesus, yeah. Okay, let's read that, Lola.
It could also be because, I'm sorry, go ahead. Run me in, bring me in.
Read.
It could also be because people think that being in love is a feeling, and when they don't feel that feeling, then their level of interest and commitment changes. Love isn't a feeling. Love is a commitment to bringing good to yourself and your partner, because you're not going to feel in love all the time. You're not going to feel that all the time. Love is
Go ahead.
love is undenying. Love is love is kind. Love is patient. Love is hurt. Love is pain. Love is all things beautiful. Um, I think love is the one emotion that you cannot control. Love is the emotion that has gotten away from so many of us. Love is an emotion that needs to be harvested. Love is what the world needs right now. Often say, and I say it all the time, with love and kindness will we win and draw the people. And I say that affectionately all the time in every aspect of life. When you lead with love, you get the results that you're looking for. Um, Love is that emotion that a lot of people can't handle. Love is an emotion that has to be taught how to manage. And love is about an experience. We often talk about journeys on this show. We talk about, everybody shares their personal journeys in life and their backstory. And when I say that love is an emotion that needs to be managed or need to be taught to be managed, if you don't come from an atmosphere of love, if you didn't grow up in an atmosphere that was full of love, when you receive it, it's something that's foreign to you. And you try to figure out, what is this thing that I'm feeling? What is this emotion that I'm feeling? How do I handle this? What do I do with it? And I think many times people have mismanaged love and mishandled love because they never understood the pure essence of love in the past. Love is also a choice. I do see that. Love is I, I I agree, but I challenge that school of thought because love is a choice. But then part of that choice, and I want everybody to kind of think about some of the people that they may be dealing with or people that they've dealt with in the past. And I was reading one of the comments that made me say this. Although love is a choice, it's a choice that can get away from you because there's people that we've encountered in life that we may have loved. We loved them longer than we should have. And after you're out of the in love and out of the clouds, you almost wish that you didn't love them the way that you did, because sometimes love will allow you to forsake yourself and you get caught up. They say you can't see the forest for the trees because of that love emotion. And so love is a lot. What say you, my friends?
Okay, what does love have to do with it? I mean, because somebody lose interest, I could still love you and lose interest.
Absolutely.
I could still,
Absolutely.
I could still love you. I could even still like you and lose interest.
Yeah.
As Paula said, there could be a lot of other variables going on in life. And I think that that's where your partner needs to say, hey, you all right? We kind of, the issue that I had out of my 20-year marriage, nobody ever said, you just kind of just kept going. And so I just think we talk at people, we talk to people at work. This is what's going on with my marriage. This is what's going on with my relationship. We talk to our friends. But like, hell, ain't none of them people going to solve none of it. You got to talk to the person. That's why communication is at the top of the list. Go ahead, Paula.
No, I was agreeing, but I will definitely say, and I will piggyback off of that and say, for me, what I found is that oftentimes in relationships we're looking to love our partners so much that we forget to love ourselves. And I tell myself this even in forward and going forward in relationships, like nobody wants a clone. Oftentimes we think love is giving everything to this one person and making sure, for women at least, we want to help this person, we want to help build this person, we want to help grow this person, we want to be his support system, and we forget how to love ourselves. And I think that in any relationship, once we kind of put ourselves to the side and we allow ourselves to be secondary, then we still can't serve our partners properly because we're not giving of our full selves. So I think, love is complicated. Like, Lola said, it's a lot. So it when we think about love and we think about giving love to our partners, oftentimes we just forget ourselves. I have a saying, like, I pour out and I never get filled back up. And if I'm continuously giving everything that I have to give to someone else and not getting filled back up, because people will take as long as you allow them to have it. So as you're giving, and your partner, whomever, sometimes they don't even know that they're doing it, because a lot of us like to label ourselves as givers in love. I'm a giver. So I'm going to give all of me in this space. And then you're never getting filled back up. Nobody's pouring back into you because you're the giver, and you're empty, giving out all of this good emptiness to somebody who is going to eventually either take it for granted or just get tired or bored with it.
Luther McKinstry says,
love or in love, those are two different things. And I have to agree. That's why I'm over here like, yeah, those are two distinctly different things. There are building blocks of one to another. And we all know that love is the foundation to falling in love. But the question is, once you fall out of love, can you fall back in love with that same individual? Because, dude, how many people really trust love? We have these variations and combinations of highs and lows because people lack trust when it comes to love.
In love is so big, though. In love is a lot. In my lifetime, I can say I've only been in love one time.
That's good.
Be in love again, but it's not something that you dictate. It just happens when it happens. And so,
oh no, I hope she comes back. She was saying that in life she's only been in love one time, and that's a good thing. I don't know a lot of people that can say they've had multiple experiences with being in love. That's good. Go ahead.
You want to finish, Paul? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Go ahead, Paula. She's not connected. I can't unmute her.
Oh no. She was speaking about being in love once. So I think she's going to leave and come back in. The emotion of in love, I think if you've ever experienced being in love, it's the greatest emotion that one can have. I often talk about that I was in love with the love of my life. And that whole emotion, that range of emotion, if I had to equate it to anything, and I've never done drugs a day in my life, but they say the first time you do drugs or that first high is something that you keep chasing. And so for me, I've been chasing that emotion, that high that I felt during that relationship. I've had a long-lasting emotional journey with an individual that emotionally was quite taxing and tolling, but it was still, it had a range of highs and lows, but overall great feelings. But I think people be afraid to trust the emotions that are tied to being in love, because that emotional weight becomes very heavy. And the heaviness of the weight comes with a responsibility and a level of commitment that a lot of people have challenges actually honoring. Because we say this all the time, when you've been single for X amount of years, you can get so comfortable in your singleness that you become okay with it. And you become okay with the level of peace of mind and all of those things that you have. But part of that hesitation is I think is the fear of dealing with the responsibility of handling the love and giving it to somebody else properly. You got to allow yourself to truly be vulnerable. Absolutely.
So I ain't saying much about this stuff because it's been so long since I've been in love. So I'm not sure what y'all talking about.
It's been a while since I've been in love.
I'm just trying to get in a relationship. That's all. If I could just get in a relationship.
But do we realize how, and I say we versus you.
Hey, wait a minute before y'all start writing me. I'm not void of attention of people to get in a relationship. Come on. I know Luther McKinstry and Sean gonna say something crazy. Go ahead.
I think and you see, I'm taking us on as a team. I think our challenge is we like things a certain way, and it doesn't take much to turn us off. So our level of patience and tolerance for circumstances and situations outside of our comfortability, we're like that, never mind. So I think we should exercise maybe a little bit more patience. Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you say okay.
My birthday is Monday and yours is a few days after that. We decided.
That's what I'm saying.
I keep telling y'all, it's hard to be patient when you easily walked away from something that you was in 20 years. You don't have patience.
Yeah. Your meter changes
because I know what I'm looking for. So Paula, what we said, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
I said y'all talking about all this love, and I said I ain't been in love in years. I'm talking about years. I want to be in love again. I still believe in love, but with y'all talking is foreign because I don't know. I mean, I know it when you feel it. I'm like Paula. I in love. I'm talking about that real in love thing. That was when I was like 26.
And I remember the person it was with.
Yeah, that was like when I was 26. I was in love with Pastor Kim, but it was a different kind of thing. But you got it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think in love, I think you can fall in love more than once. I often hear that you only fall in love one time, but I don't believe that.
No, I don't either.
The truth, but I mean, I think, like you said, Bishop, it's different. Like it's when you've done it already, whether it's 20 years. I don't have patience at all. So, like when you're in a relationship or you're building something, I have to remember to consider now my partner, because I was that person that always considered them before me. And now I'm considering Paula. I need my Paula time. I need my time to myself. I need my time for this project, for that project, for my daughter. I'll make time.
So then are you ready for a relationship?
I'm ready for dating. I won't say I'm ready for a relationship. Dating and relationship is two totally different things.
So you're ready for dating, but even in dating, both of y'all, do y'all feel that you still have to give that person? Because I called this thing right here, Lola George, last night, and she was breathing in the phone. Yeah. I'm on the other end. Yeah. Okay. I'm calling about the show, and she just goes to tell me, I got to get back to the other phone. So.
Did you really just do
that? I'm just saying. See, I believe, this is what I believe. And I asked somebody this. What y'all think, ladies? And y'all can comment. Oh, this was on the TV show we did on Word. I had a salon full of ladies, okay? Was this 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Salon full of ladies. And I asked them, I said, if you're interested in a man, because I've been through this, you're interested in a man, you got these girlfriends, and you tell them you spend more time with the girlfriends than you spend with the man. That's the first thing. And then I said, do you give the man any attention if you're dating and trying to get to know them? And all of them raised their hands, I think, except for that contrary older lady. they all raise their hand. You remember that lady? They all raise their hand and say, yeah, we like put our girlfriends on. I just think
Oh,
that
absolutely.
if you're interested in somebody to date, you gotta then, it's like Eat, Pray, and Love, the movie. Everybody ought to watch that movie.
I love that movie.
That's that in American Gangster. So you gotta learn. I know that's two different kind of movies. Huh? Shoots right here. So you gotta learn how to have balance. There's those three things. She learned spirituality. She learned how to enjoy life. Then bam, she's hit with love all of a sudden. And then she has to pull herself together until she goes to Dr. Katut and say, this is what it's all about. It's about balance. Now you have balance because now you have love now. This is just as important. And so that's the question that we evolve into. How do you bring all that to balance with a busy life like Paula has? Career, Lola, career, her hosting, all the 10,000 things that you got, but you still want somebody, but you got to bring all this together.
You know, and the balance of it all is the most challenging part, because it's one thing when you're the busy one, and the other, when you're the busy one, you're dating someone that's not as busy as you are, when you're finally ready and available, they're there. Okay. That's something to get used to. But then it becomes challenging when you're busy and they're busy too, and you're trying to find the balance in between. That's where it gets really tricky. And that's when I talk about patience. I've had to tell myself, okay, self said, huh? Now there's certain things that you like. Okay. Since you like a boss comes with this thing. Can you deal with this thing? You have to if that's what you want. You can't want lobster and fine things and don't think you have to get up and go to work to achieve those things. Like in life, good things require work on both parts, and you have to find time. I remember, I'm going back. Do you remember? Oh, so
it's story time, Sean.
it's story time. There was this guy named Ghost. I color code everything. You remember Ghost?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And Ghost and I had very, very taxing schedules. And so what we would do was meet at 7:30 in the morning before work, before our days started, just to find time. And the crazy thing about life, we often say, you do what you want to do, period. You find time to do the things that you want to do, period. Regardless of how busy you are, regardless of what you have going on, when you come across the right one, plug, find time to do everything you want to do with that individual. If it's early in the morning, if it's late at night, if it's in the middle of the day for 10, 15 minutes, you're going to figure out a way to find time for the person you want to occupy that time and space.
Absolutely.
Paula?
Yes, I agree. I think, y'all say y'all don't have patience, y'all Geminis. I'm on the cusp of a Cancer and a Leo, but I think the Leo in me really lacks patience a lot. Oh no, what happened? My light went out. Can you hear me still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go back. So I think when we are in relationships or we're trying to court and we're getting to know one another, when someone isn't giving that extra time and attention or showing that interest, I just give up. my patience is not that of you know what, let me see if I can work it out, or let me see what I can do. I'm just like, oh well, bye. And I'm fine with that. I'm just fine with it. And I don't think that that's a healthy way to really look at things. I think, like you said, or like the question was like, where do you find the balance in it? And everything you're going to have to give something. And I think that brings us all the way back to communication. If we don't communicate with where we are, if we don't communicate with our schedules, what it is that we want, what it is that we're looking for in a partner, then we're going to be lost, and we're going to continue to lack that patience to even want to tie them to someone else, or tie time into someone, to give them the opportunity, or to give them the opportunity to tie time into us.
Okay, let's clear some of these questions. Prioritize, must be intentional and strategic. Go ahead, Lola.
I think if you want it all,
And Nisha.
to balance it all, you have to be willing to communicate schedules. Yep.
That's if you want it. Go ahead.
I believe you just gonna have to have somebody who understands your lifestyle, or else it's gonna be complicated.
Two bosses.
I think we've complicated relationships. It's not as deep as we've made it. Let's stay here.
No, if that was the truth, if that was the case, then we all be in one.
Yeah.
Hell.
Listen, my dad tells me all the time. I tell my dad pretty much everything, and my dad is always like, "Baby, I wish you put a little bit of sugar on it." So, Dad, what do you mean? He's like, "You're so mean, Paula. Just put a little bit of sugar on it. Put a little bit of sugar on it." And for me, I don't like to sugarcoat anything. This is what it is. This is what it isn't. I don't have time. I do have time. This is what I want to focus on today. I don't want to give my time and attention to this today. And when I am getting to that space of wanting to be in a relationship, I know that I will give more, because then that person deserves more of that, of my availability.
But you won't. But you never get there if you see. That's the thing. All the things you said before that were good, but then you negated it by saying the other part. So that's all of us, though, not just you. That's all of us.
Yeah.
Say all that stuff, but then when we get to the nitty and the gritty, and you have to put it to practice, then it's a whole nother thing. The thing is, you got to get to when you get ready to be in a relationship. Before you do that, you got to date. You're never gonna get none of us, none of us, except for Lola saying, "I gotta go, I'm on the phone." We never get there. Go ahead.
Whatever you deem worthy, you find time, you adjust. It's not just dating and relationships. If you're unbalanced in any area of your life, it rolls over into other areas. People complicate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
People complicate dating and relationships.
Y'all all this complicating stuff. Okay. Go ahead.
People are complicated. I mean, people are different.
My daughter Micah says people are weird.
Yeah, it's and I like that Paula said, I just tell it like it is. People have to be able to respect and honor people's truth. Because truth of the matter is, sometimes people be in relationships with people, and the person that they're in a relationship with don't even know that they're in a relationship. I know a lot of women that be in relationships with themselves, thinking they're in a relationship with a man, and he don't know nothing about the relationship he in with you.
Let's stay right here. Hold on now. This is one of my subjects. That is so right. You don't assume that you're in a relationship with a man. Let me lean in.
Lean in now. Lean in, bro.
She asked me what this shirt say. Y'all gonna see what it say for real now. Let me lean in. If a man doesn't verbally communicate that he's your man and you his woman, that you assuming because you spent a man will go forever, especially a man that has a hard time communicating. I mean, a hard time committing, which a lot of men do. He will go on and date you forever. And then when you say, "Well, I thought we was an item," we ain't never said that. It is it's not an unspoken truth, y'all. I'm telling you about men. Okay?
Yeah. Let me tell you something. My good friend and brother, Sean, he would tell me, both Sean and Gregory Michael, they would tell me there was one person that we identified as the Taylor. And I would change the rules to the game up, like, and they would be quick to tell me, no, you can't just change the rules to the game in the middle of the third quarter. That's not how that works. You can't change the rules. Y'all got to. Yeah, those are decisions that the two of you have to make.
Look what Sean said. I've been in so many relationships that I have not been in.
But here's the thing: oftentimes it's unfortunate because it's usually on the woman's part. It's just, I guess, it's an insecurity that doesn't allow them to either ask the questions or accept the reality. If for me, listen, I'm not asking, are we in a relationship or not? If we're dating and we get to a space where you want to date exclusively, I'm gonna need you to verbalize it. Because if you don't, I'm gonna date too. And if I like you and you're not giving me that attention back, I'm gonna have to dip. Like, I gotta go my own way, because I'm not gonna pour my time and my attention and my emotions into someone who's not giving me that back. So I can like you and just say, he could be a great person, but he may not be ready for what I'm ready for. So in that instance, I need to release you and I need to move on. Women oftentimes don't want to do that. And then they get into a space where they're intimate with a man, they're physical with him, and then they think, oh, it's just me. And like you said, he never said that. He never said that. Then they don't want to accept responsibility because now they've played the role of a wife and got nothing for it but a good time. And now they're looking for a relationship that he does not want.
And you can't get mad if he's dating other people, because dating, ladies and gentlemen, is what? It is getting data.
It's a collection of data.
Until Paula, like she just said, until you say, Lola, hey, this has been going pretty good. What you think? You think we need to go to the other step? Let's void everybody else out, and let's give a go at paying each other attention. And even at that point, you're not, the music is not playing to Here Comes the Bride. Even
but
at
it takes
point.
a minute. It takes a minute to get there sometimes. So
right.
In today's society, right, or yesterday, mothers teach their daughters about the white picket fence, the two kids, the house on the hill, the prince that's going to sweep them off their feet. The first person that they're going to be with is going to love them forever. So men are, for the most part, taught to be hunters. So while men are looking to have fun with women, women are looking for their husband. And they think that, you know what, he's giving me this time, he's giving me this attention, because this is what's been embedded into her brain from beginning. Men are logical. Women like fantasy. So this is what's been embedded into her brain, and she's living in the moment of that when she experiences some sort of bliss with one individual. We're wired differently. So I do think women have to accept responsibility. However, I think that it would be responsible and respectful of a man to be forward and upfront with those things, because a lot of times he's not. He's just showing her this time. He's showing her this attention. She's putting the shoe on the other foot. I'm not going to put this type of time and attention and love into somebody that I don't want to be with. So then she's misleading.
I disagree with you a little bit. I think men do. I'm just talking like from a man. I think men do what you allow them to do, and so if you allow him to continue to keep talking to you, and there's no verbal nothing, you should say something. You know what I'm saying?
But what if she's timid? And what if she doesn't know? What if she honestly doesn't understand that
the Bible says the meek shall inherit the earth, not a relationship. No, I'm just saying. I mean, you got to speak up, open your mouth and say something. I mean, so then that becomes a problem.
So let me ask you this.
I agree with you, because there's a lot of women that are timid and they just assume I think it's more assuming than timid, though, Paula.
Now let me
I
ask you.
think it's a bit of both, though. I think it's a bit of. I know women like I'm like, man, you can't be this stupid. But these are women like I have to be their shoulder, and they don't understand. And I can look and I could judge, but then I have to remember that one time when I was that woman, or those 2 times when I was that woman. Like it's when you care about somebody and you see a future. Sometimes it's very easy to simply paint the picture without their consent,
Wait.
just by the way that they're leading you.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was wanting him to keep that comment up.
I
No,
was
go
saying
back
just by the way that a man may lead you, you may think that, hey, it's okay, and we're moving into this space, or we were here. You know, he wasn't bringing me around his family before, and now I've met his family, or you know, we had sex and we didn't have unprotected sex before. Now, like I know he's not doing this with one. Women have so many different excuses and logical reasons because they're like, oh, I wouldn't do this with just anyone, but they don't understand that a man is wired differently. My dad says, baby, never put the shoe on the other foot because you don't wear everybody's size. But oftentimes we go in this space of I'm gonna put the shoe on the other foot, and I think that this person would treat me the way that I would treat them.
And my daddy said, "Don't fall for no wooden nipples." This Nakia Jones said, women shouldn't require a man to verbalize what he's blatantly showing you. You don't need confirmation of what you see and experience.
That's not.
I agree
That's what I want to do.
Whoa. Let me. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all go. That's not true. A man could be showing you the greatest time in the world and attention, and still has no plan of committing
with you.
It's not about abusing. We're not even talking about. We're talking about even a good situation too. In a lot of cases, men just don't want to commit. Men have commitment issues. Because then if I watch this, and I'm gonna drop the mic.
Drop it.
If I commit, now you have a reason to expect something out of me. And if I ever want to dip, I ain't never committed, so I can dip whenever I want to, or I can choose whoever else I've been getting data from, because I'm getting data from you, and you never ever said anything. It never changed. It never turned the corner. We never verbally spoke it, so I have no obligation. Hello. I have no obligation. And when there's no obligation, I'm going to run with this one, okay?
Go for it.
No expectation.
That's good, sir. That's good, sir.
Don, I need you to text that to me because I'm going to put it on my page. Where there's no obligation, there should be no expectation. If I have never said to you anything about commitment or we exclusive, there should be no expectation. I call you when I call you. I see you when I see you. And now I may enjoy your company. We may go out all the time. But here goes the problem for the man. The man treats a woman like she's exclusive. So then she began to think she's exclusive and start acting like an exclusive woman to him.
Exclusive.
So there lies the issue. Dante Johnson, there lies the issue with us as men. We have to open our mouths and say where we are, so that we will not lead a woman where she goes, and that is on an emotional trip. Because it ain't just about the sex, Paula. You all go on emotional trips right here. And if we got your mind, then we can take you anywhere we want to take you.
For as long as you want to take it.
As long as you want to. Forget about the sex. You already got the sex in the mind. All you got to do is act it out. I'm going to the kitchen right quick. Go ahead. Who want to take it next?
You know, it is so true. And there's a part of the statement that I understand what she's saying, because a man's words means nothing. Everything is in his actions. So if a man may not tell you he loves you, he may say he can show you how much he loves you. So I understand what she's saying. But then the flip side, everything is what Bishop has been saying, because I know so many men that have what they call a one thing and a two thing, and a wife or a girlfriend. And they have treated their side pieces as if they were the main one. They've taken them on trips around the world. They've given them money. They've done everything that they've asked them. They've spent the night. They've stayed. They've done all of those things. And at the end of the day, they still didn't want a commitment. So,
Sean said I'm
At the
telling
end of
all
the
the
day,
all
I
the
think-
secrets. Go ahead, Paula.
I think most men, like, what they do is what they do. And so if they are in a space where they are financially stable enough to take their dates on trips to another country, then you're not exclusive because you went this place or you went that place. What he does in the bedroom is who he is in the bedroom. He's not that person exclusively to you. He's that person in the bedroom. So I think that when we say that men don't have to confirm that, I think that's untrue, because yes, actions speak louder than words, but I also think that words confirm what the actions are telling you. So I think that when we say that a man doesn't have to, or we shouldn't require a confirmation for what he's doing, I think that's very false, because anything can be misleading. I mean, I could tell you some stories, but I tell you on the phone, Bishop. But
right.
No, I mean, it just doesn't matter. And if he's not verbalizing it, it's probably because that's not what he wants from you.
Read, Lola.
Women can tell men what they're looking for as well, and men will still continue versus leaving them alone.
Is it a man's job to leave you alone if you know what you're looking for and he's not giving it to you? Is it his job or your job to leave it alone?
Your job to leave it alone. I think people are afraid to walk away, and people are afraid to walk away because people are afraid of being alone. People are afraid of being alone because people deal with the unresolved issues within themselves. Being alone is not all bad. It's not.
It's actually awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, relationships are great. Relationships are amazing, but I think like being
I get it.
Love yourself is awesome.
It is amazing because, like, right now, I can do whatever I want to do, but at the end of the day, is that the way that we were wired?
No.
We were. I mean, okay, no. I'm still a preacher no matter what, so I gotta go back to that. No matter. I really believe this. It is not good for man or woman to be alone. There's so much other emotional support, all kind. We didn't even talk about financial support. I'm just talking about there's so much support that they can give each other.
Yeah.
Let me see. You want to go to the next subject right quick? Because Paula, we're going to be done. Paula has to go at 30 after the next hour.
Okay. Well, what do you do, or what should you do when he or she is sending you mixed signals? We're talking about.
Oh, that's going right into kind of what we've been talking about too.
Yeah. What do you do when you're getting these mixed signals?
Yes, I love your hair too. I'm just not really looking at it. I like the little fro growing out.
It's that time.
Quarantine look.
It's Gemini season, so
It is Gemini season. You're matching my beard.
Yeah, man, it's time for us to go crazy.
Yeah, we giving out cash apps tonight because both birthdays. When is yours? Is the 14th? 10th.
It's the 10th.
10th. Okay, so this is both of our birthday week. Mine's Monday, hers Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
It's when we get on Sean's nerves.
Yeah.
I'm inviting everybody. I'll invite y'all to my party later though. So go ahead.
What do you do with mixed signals? Because so I remember we have a mutual friend, my little brother, your right hand. And he was seeing a young lady. They were dating, and she had kind of dipped off the scene for a minute and then came back on the scene real strong, like, hey, what's going on? What, like she was all in. And I got upset because I really look at him like my little brother. And my first job on earth was to be a sister. So I don't want my brother to be second fiddle to nothing and nobody. So it was as if the person was juggling him in another situation. The other situation didn't kind of work out. And then she came running back to him because he was the better choice in the first. I'm like, forget her, ask her. Like, when you get mixed signals, go with your gut. And most times
you know when you're getting mixed signals. You know when you're getting mixed signals. It's not a question. You don't have to ask somebody about it. You ask the questions because you actually want to be wrong in it for the most part. You want somebody to tell you that what you see and what's being done is not what it is.
right.
But I think when you're getting mixed signals, you can, if you like somebody, you might want to give them the opportunity to prove you wrong, or you may want to ask the questions, like, what is this versus this, and why is this happening, or tell them what you need consistently. But if you can't get that from that person, you're just kind of prolonging the break because it's going to happen eventually.
Let the man navigate the car. If he's delaying you, rerouting you, or taking you to dead ends, exit the car. The end.
I like it.
That.
Mixed,
I like it.
Mixed signals. Is it really a mixed signal? Who's the signal?
Yes.
Well, hold on, Paul. You don't know where I'm going. Let me preach first. I'm building the text.
Yeah. He's coming from the book of Greg.
No, when you think about it, is it really who's getting the mixed signal? Like, who's really getting the mixed signal? I mean, like, for real, is it the man getting the mixed signal? Are you getting the mixed signal? Are you leaning in on more than you think that it really is? I mean, serious. Is it a mixed signal? Or is there no signal?
That's mean. I think.
Maybe it's not even a signal, but you want it to be something. You just see a glimmer of hope, and you just think something is there. Is it really a mixed signal?
Good question.
I think yes. Granted, now can people play up something and there be no signal at all, and they're like, oh yeah, because he called me back, but he called you back just because he's a nice guy and he's courteous. But mixed signals is we spend 2 weeks together, or we spend a full week and we're dating every day, and then for the weekend you ghost, and then you call back on Monday or Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday you just texting and you ghost, and I can't get you on the phone. Like, mixed signals are mixed signals. So I think
because you've gotten emotionally involved for that week, you got emotionally involved because you spent a good week together, then the person pulls back, he starts texting, and then it gets a little sparse and all that. That's a mixed signal?
I think so. Yes. And I don't think you have to be emotionally involved like that. Like, I don't think you have to
How
be
is it a mixed signal?
invested.
If
you like someone, if you like someone and they like you and you're dating, and so there's a consistency. So you can't be consistently inconsistent. So you're either going to be consistent and this is how we flow, or you're going to be inconsistent. So if you're showing me consistency and then you go and you hop to this inconsistent space and then you're back to consistent, that's mixed signals. That's telling me that, hey, you know what, I'm available. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, I am. Oh, no, I'm not again. Like, no, you know what, you go ahead over there. When there is a such thing as mixed signals. And I think sometimes it's because a person may be getting data, and you know what, this week you gave me what I wanted and you brought me joy or peace or whatever it is they were looking for, and then the next week this other person made it all better. So you know what, that whole play on that, because I could become emotionally invested if we're spending weeks and weeks together at a time, and then you decide you want to back out.
I
If
agree.
we speak on Tuesdays, speak on Tuesdays. That's fine with me. But don't speak Monday through Friday and then don't speak to me again for 2 weeks. That
I'm
doesn't
like
make
Terry.
sense.
I'm like Terry. I agree with you. I just wanted you to come out with it. I'm just antagonizing.
Yeah, I have a rule. I have a rule. If we talking and we go a week and we haven't talked, you ain't even got to worry about dialing my number no more. Because if I can go a week without talking to you, I don't need to talk to you. I ain't missed you. Don't even worry about it.
Okay, so we have to be consistent. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Consistency is key. And I think some people struggle with consistency because they can have too much going on. The more you have going on, the harder it is
Okay.
to be consistent.
Let's go with that. Okay, what if that week was a good week? We in Corona, everybody on lockdown, but then it switches. I'm
Then you
stressing.
communicate that, and then there's another area of consistency that you're gonna flow in. When you're interested, you're just interested. And when you're not, when it's just something for you to do, it's obvious. And I think too many people, especially women, are sitting around allowing a man to just have them for something to do. No. I'm not
Say it,
just
Paula.
something to do. I'm not just something to do. So if things change, that's fine. I want somebody to work. Please be busy. First of all, I don't even want nobody in my face 24/7. So please go work, do what you need to do. But there is time for me. There is time that you're going to pour in to show me that you're interested, to show me that you care, to show me that you want to move forward, whatever it is. If you want me, you coming to get it. A man by nature is coming to get what he wants. And if he's inconsistent, it's because he has enough options. It doesn't mean that he has better options. He has enough options to keep him occupied while, you may be able to come and go. You're kind of whatever thing. And a woman that's going to stay around for that is insecure.
I don't think anyone should be on anybody's calendar of upcoming events or a thing to do. Won't sign up for any of those things. Someone said in the comments that I'm kind of hard. That's that. I think it's some truth to that. I just don't have any. I'm too old to be playing games with people, and to me, I feel like immediately if this thing has legs and it can walk. I think immediately if there's a possible future that you may need to just give it time to see where it's going. You kind of know. You can.
I don't know.
You man. And
promise.
Immediately. I'm not saying in the moment, but I'm saying after a few conversations.
You do know after a few conversations whether it's
I know where this
people-
thing. Yeah, you
there's
know
people-
the potential of
like-
the situation.
Like I know in a couple of conversations where that person's gonna get on my ever loving nerves.
Yeah.
I'm serious. And then I know if it's refreshing, if this is something that you do know. Yeah, you know.
I don't think that's always the truth.
Okay.
I just don't. And I mean, I'm not saying that can't be. Like, I believe that definitely is. But I know, and I'm like, I know that I'm not one in a million. It just takes me a minute, because for me, I want to know who a person is, because people are very misleading. So let me say this. Now,
Does that come from experience though? See, we talk about experiences.
So those are my own trust issues, which I have no problem admitting. But
that's good.
I don't know you.
That's good.
So if I don't know you, then I'm going to take time to get to, go ahead, go about your life, do you, and we'll talk, and we'll continue getting that data and maybe hanging out here and there until I'm ready to give out, until I'm ready to ease up enough to allow me to kind of say, okay, this could go somewhere. Like, I need to know you. I need to know you before I say, you know what, this could go somewhere. Who are you? And that doesn't take 2 conversations.
But how deep in the well do you need to go before you figure out this ain't the well you want to be in?
I don't know. I can't tell you that. I will say this. I think that if you haven't developed a friendship with your lover, with your partner, then it's never going to last. I have one
Facts.
boyfriend, one ex, let me say, and that was my ex, was a sociopath that I'm not still friends with. Like, I would be at my ex's weddings. I know their girlfriends, some of their wives. Like, I'm friends with them. We built a foundation before we got to know each other on a different level. So, like, I want to know who you are. Can we even coexist and be friends? Because just because we break up, it doesn't mean that we're bad people. Even if you cheated on me, whatever, like, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. So when I get to my space where I'm able to forgive, we should still be able to at least be cordial. And I need to know that I can do that with a person before I can say if I like them or not.
Read that, Lola.
I refer back to a post Bishop made last week. When a man is into you, a woman will know. Absolutely. She will know every time he looks at her. You will feel it from your gut. Oh, you will know.
Did I say gut? But it was good though, girl. Deshaun Jones. Okay,
Can you still be friends if you're done with they're already with them?
Yes, sir. Okay, next question. Next subject.
Next subject. What's the best way to let go of the past when your heart is still in the relationship?
Let's start there with Paula, because that's a good part from my book.
Wait, let me say that. If he wanted to be there, he would, girl. But
plug.
When your heart is in the past, I personally don't think that that's a space where you should be even trying to move on from. I pride myself, and it's never failed me. I've never brought baggage from a past relationship into the next relationship. So if your heart is still hurting and still belongs to someone else, it's really up to you to take that time to heal before you can decide.
Find a healthy new hobby. Get counseling.
We lost her.
It look like it. She'll probably come back in. What say you? What do you do?
Read it again.
What's the best way to let go of the past when your heart is still there?
I believe wholeheartedly that there's two things you got to do. You got to get healed first, and then you got to get whole. I don't think you should move on to anything until you reconcile with the past, because the worst thing in the world is to charge somebody new for somebody's old debt. You don't order and eat at McDonald's and go pay across the street at Burger King. You charge the person. It's not fair for somebody to date me and don't get over me and then try to talk to Sean, and everything Sean say reminds them of me. That don't mean that Sean's a bad person. That means that you haven't gotten the bad person out of you.
We always say get healed, become whole again. But what does healing look like? Let's dig deeper.
When the wounds are closed up and there still is still not pus and busting out. And I know that sounds nasty, but that's how some people's personalities are.
Yeah.
Some people's personalities is just like that when they come out of a relationship. This blood still all over the place. You bleeding on a new relationship. All white, as if you're just nasty. Your attitude nasty because you haven't gotten healed from the last person. And so now it's just like COVID. You done infected me with what you still have in, and that's not fair. So healing has to take place first, and then wholeness. Healing is not wholeness, and wholeness is not healing. We get them mixed up. So we take people that may be healed, but they're not whole.
Yeah.
They're not whole.
Yeah.
We need both healing and wholeness.
Yeah.
And then you come to this person and you're ready. and you don't have Sean in you no more. You're not reacting to Sean, but it's Greg.
Yeah.
Because I told somebody that one time, you're not going to charge me for what somebody else did. Because you done told me everything they did, and now you accusing me of, and I'm not that person. I know.
Why is that, Bishop? Like,
Ooh.
I always wonder why people, because I hate when somebody tells me about their past relationship. In my mind, I automatically feel like they're not over it, and I'm over that person. Why do we go into the next relationship telling someone all of the negative things that went on in our past relationship? And then why does that person want to listen? Because I don't want to hear it.
It's called baggage.
Well,
It's baggage. That's part of the baggage.
They call themselves, and Paula, let me say this to you. You just made a doggone good point, and you probably delivered me and a lot of other people, because I used to think I want to know everything. I want to know how you was hurt. I want to know. I'm not so sure if I want to know all that now.
I don't.
I just want to know. I just want to know that you. I just want to know that you all right now, and you ain't, you ain't still dealing with it.
That's good.
Because a lot of that stuff, then when you get in an argument, sometimes the other person falsely accuses of that person to still be that way, and that ain't even got nothing to do with it. So we sometimes we argue unfair by throwing stuff back up at people, and that's not fair. So you open up wounds too. So at the end of the day, I get your point on that, and that makes a lot of sense. Let's build where we at.
Yeah, I'm with Paula, and not to sound cold and callous, but I'm really not interested in what she did.
I don't care.
I'm not interested in what she did.
Maybe that is cold and careless. But here's the thing. First of all, I don't want to start a new relationship or even a dating, a friendship with you tell me all of these issues. Like, tell me something good, because I may need to be lifted. Or it may be something that triggers me, just like Bishop just said. It may be something that gives me anxiety. I don't care to know. If I didn't ask, you should hold that information to yourself, or maybe you need to take that time to heal, because if you still feel like you have to share it, either that person is showing you signs from that past relationship, or in my opinion, you're just not over it.
Healing is so critical in, we're talking about healing from a past relationship, but there's total healing that needs to take place within individuals so that they can be good and healthy for relationships. Because some people have been in relationship after relationship after relationship, but the issue has nothing to do with the relationship, but something that they endured. And the lingering effect of whatever that circumstance or situation is affects their ability to be productive in relationships. So healing is really critical to success in any type of relationship, because if you don't have the founding principles of healthy relationships as key attributes within yourself, it's going to be challenging to have romantic relationships and professional relationships and social relationships. I was reading some of the comments. People struggle with healing because people don't want to accept their role in maybe some of the pitfalls and failures in relationships. It's easier to blame somebody else for the failure of it than to look in the mirror and say, what did I do wrong? And do self-reflection. Do you believe in soul ties? Absolutely. You want to collect some data from their past so it don't spring or trigger oaths. Yeah. You got to get healed out.
Not so much. I just don't think you want to collect I just don't think you want to collect a whole lot. I used to be like that, and it worked against me.
I think you need to collect enough to get an understanding of who you're dealing with, but we don't have to go through all of the pitfalls of your last relationship.
Absolutely. Go ahead with the next. You got another one, though? Go ahead. Go ahead, Paula.
No, I was agreeing with you. She said you didn't have to go through the pitfalls. Like, you want to know who you're dealing with, but you don't want to go through the pitfalls of their past relationship. And I guess that's the point I'm trying to make, because I can seem very cold and callous. So thank you guys. Especially Lola, because I don't mind seeming cold and careless, and I don't think that that's the right way. But I'm very direct. I'm my dad's child, and he's always very direct. So I just kind of feel like, well, it's the truth, like this is what it is. And sometimes you don't want to deliver it that way. So yes, I don't want all of the pitfalls, but I would like to know who I'm dealing with.
I always say, just this to my friendly sister here, with love and kindness we draw the people, but sometimes we have to deliver a message that will sometimes hurt. And the truth sometimes cuts like a two-edged sword, either cut going in or coming out. But it's not what you say, it's how you say it and how you deliver the message. So, I'm pretty blunt. Gregory Michael is very blunt. I think the three of us are blunt individuals, but I think in our bluntness, when people knows the heart of the individual that's delivering the message, it may not
That's
come.
a Z, Bishop.
Huh?
That's a Z on the end. You got a PC Beats with an S. It's a Z.
I'm sorry. Want to get that money right. Go ahead, Lola.
The last question of the evening. How do you approach conflict when he or she is stressed? How do you approach conflict when
That's difficult, because some people don't like to be bothered at all with conflict when they're stressed. I think it's really about figuring out your partner and how they appreciate your approach, because sometimes you need to give it some time and some space. I think that you should be able to talk about anything in a relationship. However, I don't think that just because you feel like it today means today is the time or tomorrow. Sometimes we got to figure out, like, what's the best way to approach someone so that we're not being offensive and we're not seeming combative when we're just trying to communicate and resolve an issue.
Gregory Michael?
I used to be the type that I want to deal with stuff immediately. No, seriously, because I'm the kind of person that I speak my mind. But at the end of the day, I found out that that's not the best thing to do. I need to get my mind together and then come back at it. So now I wait. And I think that comes with age and wisdom and stuff.
You do?
I'm better. No, I am better.
Okay.
Yeah, I am better. I'm better. I'm talking relationship now. When it comes in a relationship, I'm better to wait, because I know words can be taken back. And you say things that when you're stressed, and you may not even be stressed about that person, it may be something else. But why hurt somebody that is not even, So I'm getting better. I think.
I think timing and communication is everything. If you pick the wrong time, especially while people are under stress, if you pick the wrong time to communicate something, it can take something and turn it into an explosive situation. Stress is nothing to play with. It creates health challenges, and stress creates high blood pressure, and you never know, just because you're ready to talk about it doesn't mean that it's the right time to talk about it. And that's something that, I think we've all definitely had to learn through the years. It's not about when you're ready to talk. It's about when it's a healthy time to have the conversation. Because like my brother up there, I'm too, if I got something on my chest, I got to hurry up and get it off of me. I got to get it off of me, because I won't be right until I get it off my chest. And yes, that's satisfying and satisfying to me, but how did it help the person that I'm communicating with? So I've definitely had to learn to mute myself, to be mindful of the words that I'm going to use, because if we're in a relationship and we're stressed, stress brings about a whole nother emotion that you typically don't want to deal with those that you say you love. And
Right.
when you say you love someone, there's a way that you have to honor and respect them at all times, even during times of stress. So it's important that you remain mindful of um, the feelings of the person that you're communicating with, because sometimes you can have so much that's on you and so much that's on your mind, you only begin to think about self. You only care about how you're feeling, and you're really not thinking about the emotions and the mental stability of the person that you have to communicate with, because you're under so much pressure and so much stress. You're only thinking about. But if you're going to have that difficult conversation, you have to get to a level within yourself to say, you have to be mature enough to say, you know what, I'm not ready to have this conversation, because there are a few things that you can never take back. And that's a sad word in the past lick. Once you say it, you can never, I don't care how many times you apologize for it, you've done the damage. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry it came out like that. Take time to find the proper words.
Let's close with the I'm sorry, you still talking.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
This question right here,
It's a
I
good
want
one.
to deal with this one.
It's a good one.
This is a good question, Sean. Paula, can you finish this?
I can. Should you be dating if you're not ready for a relationship?
Okay, let me. Can I start? I'm saying, can you stay and finish this one?
I hope I don't die on y'all.
Okay, your battery's going dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I go out, then that's why.
Okay.
But I would say the easy answer is yes. You're dating, as Bishop said earlier, collecting data. And sometimes we're in preparation for a space. And so I think not everybody who's dating is like, I'm ready for a relationship. That's kind of like saying that everyone that decided to be in a relationship is ready for marriage. I think that once you get to a space of exclusivity and you're exclusively dating someone, then that warrants the relationship and so forth and so on, if that happens. But I think dating is just having fun, like hanging out, getting to know people, sharing your energy, getting other people's energy. I think that it can be looked at as much more serious than it is in the beginning stages for some people. But I think initially when you go out there, you just hang out and you date, especially if you're just coming out of something or you're just healing from something and you decide, hey, I'm ready to date. And then eventually something will kick in that makes you want to have a relationship.
I wasn't avoiding the question, y'all. I was waiting till we got through with the other one. No, I'm not. I don't avoid no question. So what y'all coming at me for, Ms. Peavy? So I disagree with Paula. I don't think that, and this is sensitive to me, that if you're not ready for a relationship, why date? Why even get data? Because you got two people. Maybe somebody might get emotionally tied into the person, and you're not even ready for a relationship. I don't think you should. You're getting data to perhaps. This is my opinion. You're getting data to perhaps go into a relationship. Why get data for something that you're not even interested in going into? This is the reason why people get hurt, get their feelings hurt. They thinking that they got a chance, and then I told you, I'm not. No. I think you're going on an emotional roller coaster for nothing. That's just my opinion. I just don't think that you should date if you're not ready
I
for
respect
more.
that. I respect that. I think that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Lola.
No. Go ahead. Finish your point.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think that, like, I respect your opinion there. But I think that when you begin dating someone, you know, people will say often, like, I'm not interested in a relationship right now. That doesn't mean I may want a relationship eventually, but right now that's not where I am. And I don't think that there's anything wrong as long as two people mutually agree to that.
I think that honesty is key. So
Say that to women. You can say that to women all day long. No, I'm not.
no, but up
No, I'm
front,
not talking about you. I'm not talking about, no, I'm going back to Paula. I'm the residue of Paula. Hold on, Lola. You can say that all day long. A man can say that to a woman. Now I'm letting you know. I'm telling you, Paula, I'm letting you know. I am not interested in a relationship. We just gonna kick it and have fun. She's still gonna make up in her mind.
that's her fault.
This gonna be my, but it still happens.
Tell her, Lola.
That's her fault. And
Well, that's good. I agree with you.
yeah, and that's what I'm getting ready to say.
So don't go trash the man if the man done told you.
Right. Don't get. Let me say something. I have a friend.
Story, Sean.
It's story time. It's story time. I have a friend that's pretty popular, and the ladies love him, and a handsome man, well-to-do. And I told him, there's no penalty for dating tons of women, being single, good-looking, and available, and you taking advantage of all of your options. I do not hold anything against you for that.
Nothing wrong.
All I say is, when you come over here, this is what I need. This is what I require. If you can't do that, that's fine. There's no penalty for being single and dating and not being ready to be in a relationship. That's fine. Because if you say that up front, the woman, the opposite person has to make the decision. Is that something I can deal with? Because the man has told the truth. You said up front, hey, I ain't ready for a relationship, but I enjoy spending time with you. I enjoy hanging out with you, but I want you to know I'm not ready to be in a relationship.
And that takes us.
Continue to go out with you. And I begin to develop feelings. Just because I've developed feelings for you, you told me up front, hey, this is not what I want. So I have to keep my feelings in check. If I don't have the ability to keep my feelings in check, I should not be engaged, involved in dating that particular individual.
Okay, let's deal with this. Honesty from day one, not after you toyed with them and have done what you wanted to. If you're not in a relationship and you're not committed and it's not a committed situation, it's still the same thing. No, if you have not verbally committed, what say y'all?
Yeah, like, again, at this point in life, when we begin to even date, we're saying up front what it is we're looking for. Now, we're not going, like I said earlier, how deep we need to go in the well before we know what it is we want to do. You know, at the exchange of energy, and what I mean, once you've had several conversations with the individual, you guys have hung out with, you know what that vibe feels like. You know if that vibe feels good for you or not. If that vibe feels good, you're going to want to do that again. If it feels good that second time, you're going to want to hang out again. And you know, the moment that it begins to feel uncomfortable because something has changed or they're not giving you what you need, if you continue to pour into something that's not pouring back into you or that's not giving you what you need, you can't blame somebody because you're unhappy. You have to make a decision to say, you know, I'm not doing this no more.
That's an immature space. That's just an immature space. You can do that if you're 25, but when you become an adult and you understand when someone says that this is where they are, if you decide to continue to spend time with them, if you decide to do whatever with them, then that's your own fault. That's your choice. That's a decision that you made, knowing where someone is. No matter what he did, no matter what he said, no matter how he treated you, if he told you from the gate that I'm not looking for anything, I don't want anything, and you decide that you want to sleep with him, that you want to play wife to him, that you want to continue dating and developing feelings for him, that is your responsibility for you to deal with, for you to get over, and not put the blame on him. Period.
You got to manage your own emotions. You are the manager, CEO, and director of your own emotions, and you have to manage those.
We're going to you get ready to close, but read this one. This one is the other side of it.
Sometimes when you say that. The man still act like he owns you.
She coming from another
Yeah,
standpoint of the man.
yeah, and women the same. Well, I think when they act like that, it's because you've provided them with a level of space to make them think that they can act like that. I say this all the time. You have to teach people how to handle and treat you. And a person can only do what you allow them to do. Period. You can't handle me like I'm your woman and you're not governing yourself like you're my man. That's no. No, that's gonna be a no.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a no.
Yeah. I mean, a man can't act like he owns you if you don't let him. You know, you got to go on about your business.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And some women think that's cute. Some of us think that's cute. Girl, he said, boy, bye, you better go have several seats at all the stadiums. Have all the seats.
come on. Listen, I will
That's gonna be
control.
enough.
Okay, anybody got questions before we get ready to go, y'all? We did a whole hour and a half. Any questions? Any questions? Let me clear these comments.
They told Sean that he is gathering. He is doing more than gathering data out here.
That's what they said.
Yes. In my opinion, the development of feelings happens most times, not all the time, when we go beyond dating. It happens when we are relating good, and don't want you to go anywhere. It's not immature, it's real, no matter your age. So she said that hot, lovely relations will complicate things. Sex before marriage, yes or no?
Yeah. I mean,
we have to give the Bible. The Bible says that you should not fornicate before marriage. And so we believe the Bible. We gotta always tell you what the Bible says.
Whether you practice it or not is another thing.
But we believe the Bible and everything.
We do part 2 to what? We on every Saturday at 9 p.m. But what y'all don't do, y'all don't email us. Should you test the waters first? You should at least have the discussion.
And what water are you trying to test?
You can't hear us? You can't hear us, Paula?
She had a lot of static going on. Somebody got static.
Here's my man, Colvin.
Colvin, thank you so much for last week. I really appreciate it. Do you have a preference on dating women with or without children? How many is too many? Ooh, if you're okay with it.
Who you asking?
Women. So he talking to you.
No, I ain't talking to me. I'll be 58 Monday. It's all according to. It's really according to. I think you do. I think here's what I think. I'm gonna answer like this, Coleman, because I really appreciate you. You have great content. I think I think you will do whatever needs to be done if you into the person. Okay, if you're not into them, you ain't willing to do. I've been down that road, so it's hard for me to answer. It's hard for me to answer that. I did what they wanted and they left. So yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was having a conversation with some ladies this week.
Yes, baby, Tasha Peavy. I'll be 58.
A whole 50 and 8. I was having some conversation with some ladies this week, and we talk about dating and, will you date a man with kids under 5? Will you date a man with kids under 15? Will you date a man with kids under 21? And I was surprised at the answer I received. This is good. Let me say this. Someone said, I don't want to date it. And I'm embarrassed to say this, but I have to say this because we had to really school this young lady. But she said, I don't want to date a man who's good to his kids because he's not going to have time for me. And I said, what you say? And she said, I don't want to date a man that's a good father and is good to his kids because he's not gonna have time for me. And so I had her repeat that because I really wanted to make sure I heard what I thought I heard her say. And I said, so you rather date a deadbeat daddy? I'd rather date a man that will take time for his children and pour into his children's life, because if he's willing to pour into his child's life and take care of his kids, then he'll be willing to pour into your life. But a man that's not willing to pour into his child's life and take care of the responsibilities of his child won't want to take care of the responsibilities of the relationship that he will try to have with you. He'll never take you serious because if he don't respect his children, he can't respect himself. And if he don't respect himself, he'll never respect you. So it's funny that that question came up, because oftentimes men ask the question about dating women with children, but women talk about dating men with kids too, and they feel a certain way. I personally have said in the past, several years ago at this point, I didn't want to date anybody with kids under 5, because I said sometimes it's too much emotional baggage that came along with that. Because if a child is still young, I'm for family. So I'm the person that's going to ask, so what's the relationship with your baby mama? Like, I'm going to encourage you to try to work it out so that child can grow up in a healthy household, if there's an opportunity to rekindle that relationship. I'm glad to say that the men that I choose at this point in life are old enough where their children should be grown. So that's just a preference of mine that I have. I prefer for their children, or the men that I'm attracted to, 9 times out of 10, their children are grown. So I haven't really had to deal with small kids. But if they had small children, you have to be able to accept the package for what it is. If he has a child, hey, if you love him, you have to love everything that comes with him. That's my story, and that's how I feel about it. You don't separate. I think it's poor taste when people try to separate the person from their children, their package. Oh, where did my brother go? Any other questions? Let's see. Yeah, Bishop, he'll be 58, a whole 50 and 8. Let's see, I'm reading, trying to see what other questions we have. Some people do prefer, and I think it depends on how old you are too, depending on the age you are. Like, some people just not going to get away from dating people with small kids. It depends on your age. At this age we at, life is looking a little bit good for us. But you never discount somebody for their children. Children are blessings. Blessings, blessings, blessings. And I wouldn't want anybody that wouldn't take care of his kids. Any other questions? So coming up next week, Monday, June 8th, Gregory Michael will be 58. Wednesday, June 10th, I will be 45. We are celebrating our birthdays. I believe he put our cash up earlier. If you want to give him a birthday gift, definitely. It's his birthday. It's our birthday. It's Gemini season. It's our time of the year. I believe in celebrating the entire month. I'm here for it. I love the summer. I always say I'm a child of the sun, and I'm a summer baby. Sean, come here right quick. June 12th, all right. 49, all right, Pamela. I think if a man is good to his children and mother, then that's right, he'll definitely be good to you. Come. Let me bring y'all the man from behind the curtain, because we haven't look like my brother's having some technical difficulties, so I'm gonna bring Sean on. Sean, come here right quick. June, all right. 49, all right, Pamela.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened either, but I need you to turn it down.
I'm loud?
No, I think your other device was up too. It says I have two.
Loud?
8. I have 2 children, 8 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. All right. 45 is the bomb. All right. All right. No children, please. You can have them. I just want them to be grown. But if they not, then, you know, we go out and we have a good time. Everybody has a preference. I don't think people should be condemned because they have preferences either. Some people get offended at people's preferences, but everybody like what they like. Some people like what they like, and it's okay, because you rather people come in with their truth and their honesty, and you deal with it up front. Oh, that's why we get along so well. Yes, we're both Geminis. When I tell you, it is a howdy doody funny time. All right, come on. Let me show y'all this character here.
Did we let the bishop again?
He don't know what's going on with the scene, but you got to come into the camera shot, man.
I don't know if I want the people to see me like that.
Well, it ain't like you're showing your feet, you're showing your face.
I like to be good, you know, being incognito.
Okay, then. Let's do that then. This is our little brother. I don't know what's going on. Y'all got any questions? Any questions? This your time. Y'all want to hear any? Y'all? Oh, June 9th. Hey, Joyce. This guy, I know. That guy right there.
Ooh, this guy. Hey, Mika.
When I tell you he racks my nerves. That's my little brother, though.
Now it's the time to ask me all the questions.
Yeah, y'all can ask Sean. We'll give him a few minutes. Ask Sean. I want to hear anyone over there. Oh, June 9th, Joyce. We gonna Sean and his yes.
I got to keep y'all going.
Happy birthday to my June 9th buddy, Joyce. How many Geminis do we have here on the line? Let me see. Anybody got a birthday in June? Let me see. I want the Geminis to represent. Put your dates up. Starting in May, put your dates up. Put your dates up. Let me see.
All you people with multiple personalities, put your dates up.
Yeah, for us to have multiple personalities, you sure like hanging out with us. So I'll tell you that.
That's because instead of having 2 friends, I got 4.
June 14th. All right, Wendy. June 12th. Hey, Pam. All right. So we got June 8th, June 14th, June 12th. You know, Mr. Newman's birthday.
Yes.
The 14th. June 9th. June 11th, Dolores. Which one of your last situations? I believe that a woman should always ask a man about his relationship with Jesus. That's good.
Amen.
How can 2 walk unless they agree? I got a story to tell.
Here come another story.
It's story time. As Bishop Edith's popcorn. There was this man that was trying to get close to me.
Tell me about it.
And you know, you should ask, but a man is going to do whatever's necessary to gain and keep your attention. So this man had I told him that I was sold out for Jesus. I'm thugging for Jesus. I love Jesus. And he had told me that he had a household that they were Muslim. His father was Muslim and his mom was Christian. And
just so y'all know, I've heard all of these stories already.
And you lived them. You lived them.
Yeah, I lived this story. For sure.
You lived them. And so in an effort to gain my time and attention, this young man would go to church with me on a regular. Go to church. And then one particular Saturday, got an attitude with me several months later after going to church with me, said, well, when are you going to the mosque with me? And I said, will they be preaching about Jesus this Sunday? Because the Sunday they preach about Jesus is the Sunday that I'll go.
This is a true story.
And right, you definitely need to inquire and ask, but not only do you ask, this needs to be a part of their walk in life. We can't just have the conversation of, do you believe in God? Do you believe in Jesus? But there needs to be some evidence of your relationship, because people will tell you what you want to hear. But if I don't see the evidence, it's not going to last.
Now, Tasha says she just had this experience with a pastor. Now, how does that work?
I just had this experience with a pastor. Pray for me. Honey, let me tell you something. No. Pastors are men first. The first thing I'm going to recommend that you do, and I want my brother to forgive me, but the first thing you need to do is take him off a pedestal, because I think far too many women get hurt because they put pastors, bishops, ministers, elders, they put them on these high pedestals, and you set yourself up because you forget that they're men first. They're man first with the calling of the Lord. And they're not without spot or wrinkle. They're not perfect people. Many people fall in love with the anointing, but may not like the person at all. So the first thing I recommend that you do is pull them off that high pedestal that you place them on, because the higher you put them up on a pedestal, the greater your disappointment is going to be. So I see a lot and I know a lot. They're men first. Yeah, that's a whole truth right there. Because they're men. And I'm not telling you not to honor and respect the title and the reverence that they have on their life. I'm not saying that, because you definitely have to honor and respect that. But be mindful. Just because they're men of God don't make them perfect. They have wants, needs, and desires. And the one, somebody asked a question about sex earlier. Once you've had, you can't miss something you've never had.
Agreed.
If you've never had it, you can't miss it. You can't desire something you've never had. But once you've had it and you've opened up Pandora's box, it's real hard trying to get all of Pandora's tricks trapped back in that box. They don't want to talk about Jesus in the sheets. No, they don't want to talk about Jesus in the sheets. They have half the time they don't even want to talk about Jesus once they leave church.
Well, Jesus is their job. Who talks about work after work?
My father's a former pastor, so he told me. That's it. Let me read it over here. My father's a former pastor, so he told me that too. But I did it. But it did bother me because I was feeling him. Well, sweetheart, let me just say this to you. God bless you. First and foremost. But the disappointment you set yourself up for. And you set yourself up for it because you placed him on a pedestal. Instead of placing him on a pedestal, he needed to put you on a pedestal. Because remember, you're the prize. He's a catch, but you're the prize.
Thank you for clearing that up. Thank you.
He the catch, but you're the prize. Never place anybody above you. Because when you do that, that's when you fall into disappointment. All right. Sex open up too many unnecessary emotions. Exactly what I'm saying. It does. It does. Oh God, it does. That's what I've heard. Go ahead, Kyle. What you want to say? You said, let me talk.
We're waiting on you, Kyle.
Let's see what your comment is. So the pastor had a whole nother relationship. All right. Our day song. Now, were you all, for the one that said that the pastor had a whole nother relationship, or the person had a whole nother relationship, were you guys in an exclusive relationship that you both agreed upon, or were you in a relationship with him and he wasn't aware of the relationship that you was in with him? Oftentimes, and I said this earlier, women sometimes find themselves in relationships with men that they don't know anything about. And that's why they have all of these other relationships going on. Not saying that that's your circumstance or situation, but I've seen that. We love you too. But that's another discussion. We got a little bit of time left. We got 11 minutes left. So were you in a relationship with him, and was it exclusive?
I have a feeling that it wasn't exclusive. I can be messy on camera too.
Clearly. Tasha, were you in an exclusive relationship with him? Or was it an assumed relationship? Kyle, you think men be in relationships with women and the women don't know anything about it? Too many watchers. Okay. All right.
We don't know the pastor you're talking
Well,
about, Tasha.
somebody else on here may. So we'll stand down. We'll stand down. Get me on my inbox and we can talk about it. Get me on my inbox. They were in an exclusive relationship. Okay. Yeah. One of the questions we're going to talk about, and I'll put a pin in this, but dating at church.
That's dangerous all in itself.
That's a whole nother discussion. Should I date at the church that I go to? Is it healthy and safe to date where I worship?
I think it depends on how many members the church has.
Okay, Lola, do you think these women feel this way because of what he says and does to and for her? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think they just make up these emotions. I think what happens, our emotions grows at a rate that's probably 100 times faster than a man. And because our emotions grows so much faster, we begin to feel and possess that man way faster than he will feel and possess us. And then what tends to happen, because of our emotional connection and the time that he's given us, and if we haven't received that time and attention in a long time, we've gotten comfortable with it. It feels good. We begin to harbor that thing. We want that thing. And before you know it, mentally, we've placed ourselves in a relationship, and we don't want to complicate things by asking, so are we together? Are we in this relationship? We don't want to complicate the situation by asking that, because that conversation becomes uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Stop believing that actions speak louder than words. It's a cliche, but it's not real. If it's not said, then don't believe it. A man will tell you if he wants to be in a relationship with you. Just because we go out to eat and we sleep together or whatever it may be, that does not mean that we are in a relationship. Actions do not speak louder than words.
You need to ask the man, not is he in any other relationship, but does any other woman believe that they're in a relationship with them? I've said that on so many occasions. I've asked people. Now, let me ask you this.
Sometimes men don't know.
No. Yes, you do. I've asked men. Now, you say you single, but does she know you single?
I'll just give this example. A friend of mine just told me that I dated a woman for 9 months and I had no idea. Had no idea. Me and this woman were just friends. Just friends. But she told someone else.
You did date that girl.
I did not date that girl. But she told someone else that her and Sean had been in a dating situation for 9 months.
No, me and you are friends.
And once I tell you who this person is, you'll know that I did not date this woman. But I'll tell you that off camera.
But I watched
this on my Facebook.
Watch this. Me and you are true friends.
We are, indeed.
You have not come to know me in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
I do not know you in a godly way.
You do not know me in a godly way. Did you ever know her in a godly way, Sean?
We did not date for 9 months.
Y'all see that answer? That's the foolishness I'm talking about.
We did not date. It was never a dating situation. I never asked her, could I date her? None of that.
Sean, what do you consider dating?
Oh, that's a good question, Dr. Collar. Courting with an intention to be in a relationship. That's what I think dating is.
When was the last time you dated? Well, I know the answer to that.
You know the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think people die in DOC custody? Department of Corrections?
I think Kyle is taking this somewhere we're not trying to go right now.
Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, we want to keep it light. I have 5 brothers and have seen it all. That's me. I got 4. That's me. People know when they are being misleading. And there are other times when people just see something else they like. Yeah, man. That's all I grew up with was boys. That's it. So game recognized game.
I've never intentionally misled a woman, ever. Now, you're my friend. Now, you know that. I've never intentionally misled a woman.
What?
I've never intentionally misled a woman. I've never said, I'm trying to date you, and I'm not trying to date you.
What tends to happen is,
Does Sean believe in long distance relationships?
who asked that question?
Mika.
I see it. Does Sean believe in long distance relationships?
You know what, Mika? I actually had Lola and Bishop pose that question. Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure that out right now, but I do think it's a possibility.
Whatever, Sean.
So people gonna start throwing shots at me tonight. That's fine. I'll take it.
Whatever, Sean. That's what the people say.
Bishop is having technical difficulties, Tasha, so that's why he's quiet right now.
It gets this whole long distance. I've been, Sean, we've talked about long distance dating, and I've done it several times, and it's been good to me when I've done it.
Indeed.
We're living in a time, though, this pandemic has really shifted our mindset. It's created a sense of immediacy. Like what we want it now, we want it immediately, because we've been quarantined for so long that people are longing for love and affection. They are longing for the touch of their companion. And so with that person being so far away, I think people may shy away from it because of what we've gone through as a country, as a nation. But I'm open to it. But if I could find what I need right around the corner, I'm gonna look at that option first.
But you do think that long distance can be successful, though?
I definitely think it can be successful. Yeah, I've had. Never, I don't count it down. Yes. You met one of them.
Yeah, I have.
And yeah, and that went on for years. And I dated someone for some years, this several years ago.
Story time, y'all.
Story time. And they said to me, they was like, man, we should have been married with 2 kids and 3 kids. And I said to them, I said, yeah, we should have. I said, but you know what? You never asked me to move here. You never asked me to move. And they said, I didn't think you would come. I said, you never asked. I was coming back and forth every few weeks. So I learned a lot from seeing my 4 brothers. Yes. I don't want no long distance. I just can't. Yeah. It takes a special, it's not for everybody. I know y'all enjoy my story time. That's part of the show. Y'all got to have story time. We're gonna have to create a segment called Story Time with Lola, because I got a story for everything. Real stories, though. I've lived an interesting life. All right, so I want to push absolute long distance relationships can be. They can definitely be, and they become exciting. They really do, because when you really begin to miss that individual, and then when y'all see each other, oh my God, when you get off the plane and you go on the baggage claim, and when you come out of baggage claim and you run up on that person, and you just be like, ah, it's beautiful.
They say it makes the heart grow fonder.
It makes the heart grow fonder. Oh God. So I want you guys to celebrate with us. Our birthday is coming up this week.
June the 8th for the bishop, June the 10th for Lola. I believe that's a Monday and a Wednesday.
Monday and Wednesday. It won't be long now. I'm declaring and decreeing that it won't be long now before we will. It'll be a minute, but I'm just saying. I'm trying to close that window of time. That we will be able to take this journey, take this show on the road, and come to a city near you, and have an intimate conversation with He Said, She Said with Bishop and Lola. I think it'll be fun. I need to know, just by everybody that's on here, if we came to your city, would you come and support? I just need to know that if we came to your city, would you come and support? Would you come to an intimate venue to sit down and have a conversation with He Said, She Said, live dialogue with Greg and Lola? Would you come?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Finally.
I done been through hell and back. I don't know what's wrong with my. I done been in 10 times. Great conversation, but
Where's your first stop?
Make ATL a first stop. All right, let's see. Happy
2021.
Just so
I'm
that
not on nobody playing before next year.
if Bishop and Lola come, I'm coming too.
Yeah, Shauna be there too. We're gonna need 3 tickets. Michigan. Okay. Let me hear where y'all at. Let me hear where y'all from. I want to know if you all will come and see us. If we decided to come, would you come do?
While you doing that, let me say this. But I wanted to get in on that preacher thing. Men, preachers are men first.
100%.
Okay, we have the same needs. We have the same urges.
Uh-oh, you breaking up.
Do it from your phone. Do it from your phone.
But the
Do it
bishop
from your phone.
is right that preachers are men first. They do have the same needs. They do have the same urges. They have the same conversations that other men have. Bishop is one of my closest friends. He's like my brother. And he and I talk to each other like men. It's not pastor, armor bearer, bishop, member. They're men first. And you should expect them to be nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, and I'm telling y'all, let me tell y'all something.
Mika, I'm coming. I see you. I'm coming.
My grandfather was a Baptist pastor and preacher. So I grew up seeing men in church. And my grandfather was a studious, astute, respectful gentleman and man, because he had 3 daughters. So he was very head of the house, very man, very like, he really sculpted my view of what men are. And then my father, deacon in the church, when he had trustees, all of that good stuff. So I grew up in church watching men. And I found myself understanding the difference between the man and the preacher, because I would watch my grandfather get up there and preach and then go home and be a father and a grandfather and a husband. And so I was always able to separate the two, because I was able to see them literally in 2 different lights. Oftentimes we don't get a chance to see the pastor, the bishop, the elder, the minister in those 2 different lights. We only see them in one light. And because we see them in that one light, again, the respect behind the cloth, we place them up on that pedestal. It's nothing wrong with that. In placing them on the pedestal, when you begin to have that personal time with them, you begin to learn and understand the man behind the cloth. the man behind the curtain. And getting to know that, you have to be able to separate the pastor from the person, the bishop from the person. There are many times people will see Greg and I interacting and laughing and joking or having intense conversations, and they may feel that I'm being disrespectful because that's the bishop. And no, that's Greg. That's my brother. That's my brother. I know how to separate the man from the cloth. The man from the cloth. And that's where many people struggle, because they've never had the opportunity to separate the two, because they're a man first. Go ahead. You're back in.
Yeah, I don't want to take a chance. I can't get it from my phone because I'm the host, so it won't let me operate like other people.
Good, though.
But you're doing good.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have the same needs sexually, mentally, emotionally. We need the same stuff. And when you treat him like the man of God at home, that's why he goes and finds Susie outside of the home, because you're trying to treat him like the bishop. Don't call me the bishop at home. Don't call me the pastor. Don't call me nothing. I want to be your lover. Okay? I mean, no, seriously. And that's why I have so many friends that are miserable at home, because they got this first lady at home. Be the first lady at church if that's what you want. But at home, we want the late. We want. I just won't say, because they take stuff and take it out of context. But you want something else at home, and so y'all put them on pedestals. The higher you put somebody on pedestal, the harder they fall. And so if you're dating a pastor, he's a man. Honor him.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Honor him for ministry, but at home, no. Lord, Lola, take it. Close it out, because this is frustrating me.
Okay.
There's a difference between respect and worship. Respect his position, but don't worship him as something more than a man.
Facts. That's it. So it's been another great evening here on He Said, She Said. Again, I must tell you guys, I thank you for your time and attention this evening. I often say this: you can choose to do so many different things, but you give us your time, your attention, and your energy every Saturday at 9 o'clock, and you give it to us for 2 hours. We do not take that time for granted. We do not take your attention for granted. We greatly appreciate what you've done for us. We appreciate the seeds that you've sown into our lives via Cash App. Some of you are doing. We appreciate it. We thank you. It is our holiday time. It is our harvest time. It is around this time 58 years ago and 45 years ago that we were trying to decide on what day we were going to arrive on the scene to let y'all know we're here. Well, for Greg, it was Monday. He decided he wanted to show up and join the rest of the world on June 8th. I decided I'll make my grand entrance on June 10th. I just want you all to know the people that's celebrating birthdays. I saw June 11th. I saw June 12th. I saw June 14th. And I also saw June 9th. I want everybody to know this is your time. This is your season. Celebrate your birthday. Have a good time, regardless of what's happening in the world right now. With love and kindness will we draw the people. With love and kindness will we win the people. With love and kindness will we save the people. Keep God first. Thank you for your time and your attention. We'll see you again next Saturday. Same time, same place. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Know that we love, honor, and appreciate you. And remember this, the word of the day. Take that man off the pedestal so you won't be disappointed. Love you, and we out.
Celebrate my friends, y'all. Greg